Yeah, that was whew, intense, physical, dramatic. Obviously, our composure wasn't where it needed to be in terms of the passing the ball to each other. You know, a lot of our turnovers were off the ball, weird moments. A lot of them were stepping out of bounds. Um, but we had fumbles in key moments. But Michigan is ranked in the nation defensively. They were giving up 49 points a game and played a heck of a schedule. So they're a hard team. Just told the kids in the locker room, if you told us we were going to out-rebound them by 18, we're going to have more points in the paint than they would because they're such a great team scoring in the paint. Our bench would outscore them 24-8. We'd have 16 second chance points to their 4. I mean, we just killed it on the glass. The effort was there. Everything was there. And we're a team that's, getting to know each other. I mean, we're still growing together, and they've played a lot of minutes together. So effort was unbelievable. I think it's the first time this year that we literally played our guts out. And in big moments, it seemed like they either hit the shot or got to the free throw line, and in big moments, we ended up with some empties, just a little bit overdoing it. But they're very hard to score against, and they're a great team. I mean, I really like their team. I think they're extremely well coached and really smart. And Brown, who, we wanted to try to make her cry, right? We were trying to get in her head and not let her run a point guard, and almost played a perfect game. Drew 9 fouls, and Kaiser drew 10 fouls. I mean, those are their 2 studs. They did what they're supposed to do. They got to the line like it was their job, and they converted. But congrats to Michigan, but I am proud of my gutsy team that battled with a lot of adversity, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people with 4 fouls or more. It was rough. It was a lot to handle.
I was just going to ask you about that. I mean, to have 5 players, 1 fouled out, 4 with 4 fouls, and they were 24 of 26 from the free throw line.
Yeah, that they do. They do that well. They do that well. And normally, honestly, one of the stats that really shocked me going into the game was the Michigan's opponents were only making 8 free throws a game, and that was as low. I was like, that can't be right. Like, that's very, very low. They do not usually foul so much. I think it looked a little disjointed offensively, but in the end, we got to the free throw line, I think, more than any of their opponents have gotten to the line with our guts and with our rebounding with that. But it caused us to have to run a kind of just an attacking sort of chaotic offense. But, that was keeping us in the game.
I want to ask also about Jalea. She was coming off, such a big game the other day. What do you think went wrong with her?
Well, I'll tell you what, you don't have your career high and then have one of the best, and I'm talking about a top 5, top 10 defensive team in the country come in and think that you weren't the first person they talked about, right? And Jalea will learn that lesson. I mean, congrats to her for having her career high in the game before, but Michigan was not going to let her do what she did against Columbia, and we all knew that. But I think it was Jalea's turnovers that just showed a lack of, Jalea is, it's a lesson for us because Jalea is a star. She's going to be a great player for us, but she's got to have those moments, Last year she was a freshman, and it was fun whatever she gave, and she got all these great moments, and then all of a sudden she goes from that to the incredible amount of pressure, playing her at the point guard a lot to free up Haley and Carla some, and, Michigan was doing they gave her a lot of attention, and I don't think she saw the open person. She was over-penetrating a little bit. But Julia's always going to compete. She's always going to play with guts. I'll take her any day of the week.
And can you talk about Haley, the game she had?
Yeah, I'm smiling for that. I mean, Haley got 13 shots off, and that's even low. I think she's going to have to even be more aggressive than that for us. But what I loved about Haley was she was running the show, calling plays, suggesting things to me, talking in the huddles, competing just her tail off for her team, and with heavy minutes. I mean, Haley played 36 minutes in that game and had a really, really nice stat line, but it was just her demeanor. It was just like, okay, Haley, this can be your team. Let's go. And I feel like we're at that moment right now.
Haley, can you talk about that? I mean, when you come in new on a team, you kind of, naturally would defer to players who have been around. You don't want to, step on any toes or anything. How do you feel you are right now as far as the leadership role on the team?
Obviously I came into such a great team with good culture, good leadership from the top to the bottom. So I'm just learning, but I think that I can bring something to the team. So just game by game, taking what the defense gave me. Obviously, my teammates are looking for me too. Just playing good team basketball.
And can you just talk about, what do you think were the biggest challenges that Michigan posed to you guys?
I think that they sped us up and got us into the paint and made us second guess ourselves. We just needed to move the ball a little bit more, but I think that we can take that, learn from it, and we're progressing each game. So.
I want to ask about Latasha, how.
Yeah, I don't know yet. She was in the training room. She came in the locker room with a brace on. So, we're going to be hopeful, but that was a scary moment. That was another amount of adversity that we dealt with tonight that I think that, we stayed together and we kept battling. But, yeah, she was playing pretty well. So I hope we get good news.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that, just how, the loss of her, what that would mean.
Yeah, I mean, that obviously when we had everybody else in foul trouble, we were down a lengthy player that helps on the glass and scores. She puts the ball in the bucket, but we'll take what comes and we'll rally and stay strong.
Coach, it seemed like Michigan had a really strong front out there with the size that they put out there, but you all have rebounded them considerably. How can you use that advantage going forward with some big tests coming up?
Yeah, and Herculean battles. I mean, because what I want to point out to you is that Lachey Dwyer, is she shorter than you?
Yeah.
The shortest player on our team had a career high in rebounding, and that's just guts. I mean, we couldn't be more happy with Shay's progress this year. She's had a great last couple of weeks here, and but it was a toughness. I mean, her steals on the defense on the ball, but getting in there and getting those 4 offensive rebounds. I mean, 19 offensive rebounds against Michigan is insane. It's insane. But we were causing them to rotate. And so the backside was a little bit open. They definitely flood the ball. They do it as well as anyone. And so some of the offensive opportunities were on the backside on the rebounding. And that's what we went for.
A couple of quick bursts from you guys. Despite being down 13 in the fourth quarter, what did you learn about your team from that kind of energy going forward from tonight?
Yeah, you know what? We do. There's 4 minutes and some left, and we're down 13 or 14, and I'm like, hey, Miami, we win these. And I was saying that so Michigan could hear it too. We're not. This is not done. We have a formula. We know how to come back from this. And honest to God, there was 2 or 3 offensive rebounds and a clean 3 look that went in and out from Carla that really would have changed the game. So, listen, we're competitive as you can find. You're not going to outcompete Miami. And that was great. That was the biggest thing that we got out of this, because we needed to remind ourselves of that anytime we take the court, we're going to compete. But the mental discipline, Michigan won that. Michigan won the mental discipline battle. They're veteran. They've played together. They have a nice, clean rotation. And we were playing a lot of people out of position or whatever else. But listen, you're not going to outcompete us.
Haley, as you may have seen, it was actually international night out there. How rewarding or meaningful is it for you to play with players who come from many different cultural backgrounds on the court?
Right, I love it. I think getting to know where my teammates are from, their cultures, and just the diversity of the team. I haven't been a part of that yet, so coming here, it's just been super fun. And yeah, getting to know all their cultures and stuff, it's been good. I'm glad we honored them. They deserve it.
And the student section, that they were great. They gave us a lot of energy. It was nice to have a crowd.
For
It was
sure.
fun.
Do you feel like that translates to off the court as well, when you guys just get to spend some time off together, enjoy each other's company, being off the court, and learning about that in an extended format?
Right, yeah, I think that Miami offers that too. So being able to, Miami's very diverse, and there's all the foreigners, and getting to know their, just learning about them and understanding, where they're from. I always joke with them because I'm really close with Kenza, and she just, some of the things she says, I'm like, what does that mean, or what does that mean? So I love it.
Coach, I know ACC play hasn't started yet, but for someone like Z Spearman to step in and not made 5 fouls tonight, what did it mean for you to see her pursue and really persevere on the court there tonight?
I mean, golly, Z came to the right place. She's getting huge minutes. It's for her style. It's for her. She's running hard. She's running the floor. She's really athletic. But yeah, to have her have the discipline to not foul out, because between Z and Lola, we were struggling. We were trying to figure out what if, and for Z to be the last one standing is a huge moment for us, because that is something that she's going to need to grow into. And so a lot of good happened tonight, but those 28 turnovers it's unforgivable. I mean, it's something Michigan earned, but if we want to win big time games, we can't have that many. We can't give the ball back that many times.